Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Season 3 of On the Real Live Sessions here at Warehouse Live, presented by On the Marc Studio. I'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors, Celestial Viking, that's me, as well as Coburn's Exclusive out of Nashville, Tennessee. And I want to thank everybody that tunes in every single week and all of our Patreon supporters as well. If you'd like to support this program as well as all the other projects and stuff that we have going on in adjacent to this, just go ahead and visit www.patreon.com/On the Marc Studio. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and check out all the other past episodes of On the Real Live Sessions that we've had from Season 2 all the way back to Season 1. We've got some great artists still coming up for you guys. I am sitting here today with an incredible artist who was actually supposed to be on Season 2 of On the Real Live Sessions, but we had some mishaps and some misfires, and we finally got him back in the studio, or officially in the studio, not even back in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tyler Watson.
What's up, everybody? My name is Tyler Watson, and this is On the Real. Looks like the whole place is closing down. You hear that whistle sound, and all the lights come on. And I've said it before, you were walking out through the door. The whole time you were right, and that's just fine. But tell me, what's the use? What's the use in feeling blue, torn up over you? I'd rather just move on. I'd rather just move on. Oh, down that open road, down that open road. Take me to the stars. Some cheap wine and an old guitar. I'll be alright. Blood on a knife, laying on the ground. No one knows who or what went down. Killed for fun, and now he's on the run. No one to tell his troubles to. He got drunk at a poker table, laid a hand of aces down and laughed. The dealer shot across the table. Now he's lying in his blood. Oh, my darling, I am coming home as soon as I am able. What I would have sacrificed if I'd have known my time left on this earth would be less have spent to toil through the soil, satisfied in blood. Oh, my darling, I am coming home as soon as I am able. Oh, my darling, I am coming home as soon as I am able. All my blood, all my blood, all my blood, all my blood. You know just who you are, but you don't know what for. You knew just what to do when they tried to show you. Sometimes you let go too soon. You're not afraid of falling down, and that's just who you are. And it's loved by those who know you. And it's not easy to face the things that hold you down. And it's not easy, but what's a life worth living if you're not living it proud? Oh, staring at the ceiling, lying on the floor, what you lying for? It's not that you don't mean it, it's just that every time you try, they're so quick to ignore. You're lying for. It's not that you don't mean it, it's just that every time you try, they're so quick to ignore.
Hey.
All right, man. Hey, listen, I want to thank you so much for coming out and doing your thing. You are absolutely just one of the most incredible combinations of just vocal and guitar skill and just everything that we have had on here. I really admire your music. I really enjoy your songwriting as well, and just all around. I've worked with you in the past for some songwriter rounds and some other events that I've done, either over at Uncle Fester's or over at the White Mule. I've seen you play over at New Brooklyn, all across Columbia, not just as Tyler Watson, but also with your former group, or I don't know, is it just a hiatus with Watson Village as well? If anybody's looking to see some older stuff as well, is that still on hiatus or?
Oh man, Greg. First of all, I really appreciate everything you said. Thank you so much, man. And Watson Village is never really over. It's just kind of definitely on hiatus right now. Just finding the time to do the grind of the band life and getting together, everybody in a room and being creative. With like the circumstances that the country was in for the past 2 years, it really put like a damper on things for a little bit there. And we're also great friends and talk like often, and would love to probably put something together. But it's made more sense lately, kind of just to write some acoustic songs to myself at home, So.
No, I mean, listen, if anybody understands, we completely do. I mean, that's the whole reason that part of this exists, you know, in terms of this event and this stream. What led us to push into this was like, oh man, we can't go out and play anymore. So how do we give everybody the opportunity to continue to be heard? And then, it grew into more than that, obviously, in terms of, now that we're kind of in that semi-post-pandemic kind of world to where, like, we are a little bit, we want to still showcase and highlight all the incredible artists and talent that we have here and around Columbia and South Carolina. And, it's obviously that's why I wanted to put you on this stream. And I jumped the gun a little bit by jumping into Watson Village, but that's just been one that's been like burning in the back of my brain for a while.
Oh,
So,
man,
and I know that there's people tuning in tonight that are probably wondering the same thing as well.
Let's see, I wrote this song after work one day after having a glass of wine. It's about, letting go of yesterday and looking into tomorrow.
Yesterday don't mean a thing to me. I really messed things up back then, indeed. But I'd do it again if I had the scheme, without a doubt, and a whiskey mouth. Yesterday was so incomplete. Really tore me out where my heart should be. You know I'd lock it away if I had the key, without a doubt, and a whiskey mouth. Yesterday don't mean a thing to me. I really messed things up back then, indeed. But I'd do it again if I had the scheme, without a doubt, and a whiskey mouth.
So I'm going to go backwards, and we're going to kind of dial it back to the beginning a little bit. So one of the questions that we always like to ask is, like, where did you start with music? Like, what got you into it? Why? Where does your journey in songwriting and just playing and music, where does it begin for you? Like, what got you into this, and what were some of your inspirations and everything?
Man, I got into music because of my father. Well, I can't give him all the credit. My grandfather too. They were just they were really appreciative of music. They loved music, and my grandfather used to play cassette tapes when I was a kid, playing like doo-wop records and stuff like that. And I loved that. And my dad was really passionately into music. Like when I was younger, when I was little, and I would see how enthusiastic he would become listening to his favorite music. I think it rubbed off on me. And I just, as long as I can remember, have really loved music. And I just think it's one of the most positive things, and it brings happiness to people, and it's brought so much happiness into my life and really gotten me through some hard times and the good times too.
Hey, this next one I wrote the same day as that last one. A little more into the night. Kind of came out like a little prayer. Sometimes I wish that I could fly away, oh Lord, over them hills and valleys. Sometimes I wish that I could wash away my sins and all of this pain that's found me. Someday maybe I can look back at these memories pleasantly and smile. 'Cause isn't life worthwhile? Sometimes I wish that I could swim away, oh Lord, over them great blue oceans. Sometimes I wish that I could just up and disappear like drinking some magic potion. Someday maybe I might look back at these memories pleasantly and smile. 'Cause isn't life worthwhile? Isn't life worthwhile? Isn't life worthwhile?
Yeah, man, that's interesting, and like it's kind of it feels almost backwards when you say it, because if you listen to a lot of your tunes, not to say they're all like this, but there is kind of a melancholy within a lot of your tone and everything like that. But to hear you say like it brings happiness, it's like it's kind of it feels like a strange juxtaposition for like the style of the music that you're performing. But I get that too as like a songwriter. It's one of those things where it's a way to channel that and get it out and get it heard and let other people know that like, hey, or to hear other people say like, man, I really felt something with that song. To know that you tap into something and you share something with other folks is a powerful thing to do, even with those sad songs and everything like that. And then I'm not saying all your songs are like sad or melancholy, because I've heard a lot more of your music, but I think particularly with the acoustic set, we heard that a little bit more tonight. But man, I absolutely just enjoyed everything you did tonight, man. It was just so good. I don't even know how to describe it. Morgan and I were back here, both looking at each other a couple different times. He looked over at me and gave me those eyes, like, "Damn, man."
That's
So,
cool, man. Yeah, I think. I definitely think like the melancholy, the feeling, the sad kind of vibe on songs. Like, people identify with a lot of that. Just being human beings and kind of going through the struggle of life. Um, I definitely try to throw like a happy one in there, like every now and then. But there's something about the emotive aspect of like writing like a sadder song, like it's like the inspiration when you've been having like a or not necessarily a bad day, but you're just carrying a lot at one time, and it's like letting out that pressure, letting out the pressure.
absolutely, man. No, I'm with you, because like I've got things that I like to play audio wise, and I'm like, you know what? I need to cry today. I just need to get this out of my system.
Oh dude, the last time I cried was listening to Audio Slave. I hadn't listened to Audio Slave in years, and I was on the way to work on a like Wednesday morning, and somehow I think I was on Instagram listening to like, and Tom Morello popped up, and I was like, he was playing like an Audio Slave live session, like or a video from like them in the studio, and I was like, oh dude, I haven't listened to Audio Slave, so I turned it on, and something about it, man, it was like Shadow of the Sun or something. Like it just like broke me like on the way to work. Yeah, it's just so powerful and so beautiful,
Well, I mean, like, listen, he's Audio Slave has always been one of those ones. It's like just such powerful tones and those vocals. I mean,
just amazing.
nobody else sounds like him.
Amazing,
for sure.
man.
So, I'm with you on that, and I feel that like even like shows and stuff like that. I've got movies and shows that I know if I need to get something out, I'll just go straight to that scene and hear that play. I always joked about there was one on I don't know if you've ever seen the show Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so when the boyfriend of Dave Levy does the open mic and he plays that cover of Simply the Best,
Yes.
the way he did it, like it was just it's one of those moments. You're like, Catherine O'Hara's reaction to that was genuine. It wasn't her acting. She was like, "Holy torpedo!" And I kind of felt that a little bit tonight with some of those tunes, man. Like those moments where you're like, "Damn."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, man, sometimes it's just like we were just saying earlier. It's like just putting some kind of like almost like subconscious, like you write the words that you truly are feeling to some of those chords, and yeah, it just kind of comes out like a little, cathartic.
Yeah.
What's up? This next song is called Fallen.
Tell me how you been. Ain't it crazy how the time goes by like wind? Feels like you're falling. Feels like you're falling. It barely makes a dent. After all the hard work that you put in, feels like you're falling. It feels like you're falling fast. You try to take a breath, but you're sinking. You can't help what your mind is thinking. Open up your eyes and see that it's alright. With a crooked smile, the universe is right behind your. Don't get caught up in the past. Places you can go that you can't come back. I seen them falling. I seen them falling. I was raised up by the tracks. I seen the best fall and the worst come back. I seen them falling. I seen them fall so fast. You try to take a breath, but you're sinking. You can't help what your mind is thinking. Open up your eyes and see that it's alright. With a crooked smile, the universe is right behind your eyes.
You bring up an interesting question there too. Then, so I don't get in this too much with some of the songwriters, and I think I should. What comes first for you? Is it the chords, the melody and stuff like that, or is it the lyrics first for you? Because like that's always a question that like I'll get asked because I don't play any instruments really. So like for me, it's the words first. I may hear a melody in my head, but like for me, it's always the words first.
Yeah.
So like I don't know how does that come for you?
Man, I'm not really locked into like a particular method. I just do like, cause I'll sing to myself in the car and record that and then put chords to it later, or I'll just be playing guitar and then come up with like, hum something and then start singing some words, and sometimes it just fits. It just like hits the right thing. You said the right thing and you say it. You do it over and over about like 20 times, and then come up with a verse after that, and just it happens all kind of spontaneous ways. But I was talking to someone earlier this week about this, and about songwriting and how, like, why you do it and like everything. And I think there's some kind of release that I get like chemically from writing a song, because it makes me happier than anything that I can do. Like writing a song at the house by myself, I'm just like, in this ecstatic kind of like motivation, and just to get to the next word, like you get another sentence that really speaks to what you're feeling like, and it just kind of, it feels great.
Yeah, no, I mean it is a medicine in and of itself, and I've had those moments even with other songwriters and stuff that I've written with, or even had them write some stuff. Where like Cameron King was one of the ones we used to write a lot of music together and
Most
everything like
definitely.
that, and like he went through a period of time where it was like that too, and I'm like, listen, man, you're a songwriter. Let's
Yeah.
channel that. Let's find it, and it's cathartic. And learning how to use that as a tool is pretty incredible, and not just even like writing it too. I feel like there's two sides to it as well. For me in particular, I get something out of being able to give lyrics to people and say, see what you can do with this.
Yeah.
And like hearing how they take certain songs is kind of cathartic in and of itself, because I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have thought to do it like that, but man, it sounds really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love writing songs for other people that way as well.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
get
there's some like really good artists that never wrote a song. They never wrote a song, but they somehow, like through singing the words of these songs, were able to, turn them into their song. And it's just, yeah, it's really kind of an amazing thing. Music just speaks to everybody, and sometimes it's so true to exactly what you're feeling in that particular moment that it's kind of spooky, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one's called Colorado. Throw a penny in a well, see how long it lasts. I'ma be myself, tell anyone who asks. You only serve yourself when you think like that. All talk, no walk, never made shit back, and that's a fact. Now I'ma get it, I don't even wanna ask. Watch the paint drip on the bulletproof glass. Talk a bunch of shit, try to spin it for a fact. You don't know the future and you can't change the past. I don't care about that. I was pondering the promise of spring and the beauty that it brings. But you only serve yourself when you think like that. I'ma get this money, yeah, let that bank stack. Talking to myself like, let's make a pact, hey, let's make a pact. This is a short, sweet one about commitment. It's called Take Things Slow.
So let's go into a couple of the standard questions as well, real quick. Kind of get us back on track for a moment before we deep dive into some of these things. What are you currently working on? Do you have any projects that are coming out? Obviously, I know we already talked about this a little bit when it came to Watson Village and everything, but like as far as like even from the solo side of Tyler Watson, I know you've got some singles and an EP out as Tyler Watson, but do you have anything new that you're currently working on or looking forward to release or anything like that?
Definitely. I have 3 songs that are like all the way like fleshed out musically, and we've done vocals. I'm just kind of waiting to change a couple of things and like put a little harmonies on something. So we got like at least 3 that are probably going to be dropping the next month or 2. And then I've written a bank of songs, a few of which I played tonight that I haven't recorded yet, that I'm ready to record, and just kind of trying to get it on the calendar. Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna keep putting out music through by Tyler Watson, just by my name, just simple. Not trying to really like put some kind of like flashy name on it or anything. Just being myself, and putting that music out there. Uh, it's just like it's kind of singer-songwriter bass with like drums and guitars and uh, beats on top of it and everything, and um, we're gonna be putting that out and for this foreseeable future until we get something back together with the band.
Yeah. So, out of curiosity, then, and obviously you might be doing it on your own. Are you doing all your own recording, or are you actually going to a studio anywhere around here, or
I
what's
work
the plan for that?
so some of the music that I've done, I record like by myself at the house. Some of it even on my cell phone. Um, and then take it to the studio, and then we master it and do the vocals in the studio. But I work with Chris Winter at Seaboard Recording.
Ah, yeah, Seaboard. Okay.
Yeah, Chris is a good friend of mine, and we have a good working relationship. And um, yeah, I'll probably most of the stuff that I'm putting out is coming through there.
Nice. I always like to try to give a shout out to some of the different folks around here.
Yeah, shout out Chris Winter.
Yeah, man.
Shout out Seaboard Recording.
Over there in West Columbia, man.
Doing big things, doing cool things.
Yeah, because there's so many good ones around here, man. And I hear a lot of folks starting up, and they're like, well, I don't know where to go do this or who to do it with, or, well, I'm just going to completely do it on my own. And honestly, it's like, it's not even, like, I think there's this mentality for some of the folks that are starting out that's like, oh, it's so expensive to get into the studio and to record and everything.
Yeah.
And it can be if you're not prepared when you get into the studio. But truthfully, like, it's worth it.
Yeah.
If you can get in and have somebody and make sure that everything is mastered and done well. There's a lot of great engineers and a lot of great producers and stuff all around Columbia.
It really, I mean, man, music. So many people play music, and so many people, do music. Any kind of particular expectation, other than just pure joy out of it. I mean, I would never try to dampen anybody's, motivation or anything. But studio work can be more expensive, and I mean, it kind of is like beneficial, like to have like, I mean, everybody's got like a phone, right? Like an iPhone. You can get GarageBand on your phone and record like with like a wire headset, like that's the one that's made for the iPhone. And I mean, you can record like a lot of music that way, and it sounds really good.
Oh man, one of the first things I did when I started working with musicians is I got this it was a Shure MV88 microphone that plugs into the lightning port of my iPhone. And so I can actually like compress and condense and adjust the decibels and everything to where like it doesn't clip out when you're recording somebody live and stuff like that. Like I've recorded stuff from you when you were at Festers and stuff like that, and I can get it to where it's not like flattened out at the top and everything.
What technology's done for musicians is really great.
It's a $100 investment that I've had for like 5 years now. Yeah. So I mean, it's fantastic. So. I mean, and you're right, and I that's one of the things I always try to tell folks to do is at the beginning, like, use all the resources you have available. I mean, we have such incredible technology in front of us that like you can get some pretty good stuff out the gate until you get to that point where you're ready to get into the studio and record and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
This next one's called Easy to Pretend. This one's called Pour It Out. Some say sin will do you in, just as sure as the wind that blows across the plain over a sad old low roller in a high stakes game. It's got every reason to complain, but what's in that to gain? Spill it over like wine with that devil right beside you. These vices that you're tied to, pour it out for those who've gone. Oh, the ones we love so dearly. I hope that we see clearly before the dawn. Before the dawn. I know that fear is just a mirror. It's a reflection of the things we say and the things we hear. I know light can burn like fire to the very core of the things we love and the things we require. I know it's hard to explain, oh, but that's just part of the game. Spilling over like wine with that devil right beside you. These vices that you're tied to, pour it out for those who've gone. Oh, the ones we love so dearly. I hope that we see clearly before the dawn. Before the dawn.
So I'm looking forward to hearing more of your stuff. I've been listening to you for quite a while now, man. Like I think you were one of the early artists that I met when I first started working with musicians in this scene. And I use the term working very loosely. So like I was trying to figure out what my role was and what I was doing very early on. But I know I heard you. If I didn't hear you back at Foxfield, I think that's probably where I probably heard you was
Wow,
first.
yeah, that's way back.
Yeah, man, over at Foxfield, over at Rosewood.
Yeah, man. That's been a while ago, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Greg, dude, like you're doing a lot for the music scene. You're doing a lot for all these musicians, and I think everybody just appreciates it immensely, man.
Well, I mean, we're all doing stuff together, so like we're all trying to support one another, and I think that's super important. Where can we find you at online and everything like that? Let's give that to the audience this way they know where to find you, and we'll make sure that we also put that in the links and stuff down below. We'll get if you have a web page or social media links, so on and so forth.
Yeah, you can find my music on Apple Music and Spotify Music. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and that's about it. Like pretty much any streaming service, you can find my music on there.
We'll have links for that down below.
Social media wise, I just do Instagram and Facebook. I don't do Twitter or anything like that.
You haven't gotten into TikTok yet, man?
I have a TikTok, but that thing's.
I've been talking about that with so we've got a couple of interns that have been helping us out here who are currently going through the mass communication program over at Benedict, and I've been talking to a couple of them about it because it makes me feel old when I look at TikTok, and I'm like, I know I'm not using
It's
it right.
Yeah.
I need some guidance from
It's so crazy. It's nonstop, isn't it?
from a youthful audience of like, how do I use this tool properly? And we even had the first episode. We had Richard Hurto on here, and he is of that generation. He's 19 or he's 20 now, but it's like he is of that generation that he should be able to use TikTok. But he's kind of an old soul, so like he just like didn't even know how to use it properly either.
Yeah, you can pop off on there.
Yeah,
like, really,
man, it's crazy. Like TikTok has become that forum for artists to really like. We were listening to like Sirius XM radio, like they've got a whole channel, TikTok radio.
Yeah,
you know, it's crazy.
The name of the song is Raging River.
Safe to say that we both know how hard it is letting go sometimes. Left you standing there all alone. After all you said and how much we've grown, and you poured your heart out. You said, don't give up on me. I'll make you believe. Time goes by, and I still remember the look in your eyes as you let me slip away. As you let me slip away. And I was dark and the moon was full. You slammed the door and you called me a fool, and I know I deserved it. I'd rather die than to let you down. Things are different this time around, and I just wasn't ready. Don't give up on me. I'll make you believe. Time goes by like a raging river, eroding our hearts and washing us away. Washing us away. Time goes by like a raging river, eroding our hearts and washing us away.
All right, this is a real short one. It's called Feeling Anything.
You said I'd be better off not feeling anything, not feeling anything at all. It happens all the time. Someone up and changes their mind and leaves it all behind. It's gone. Isn't it possible to realize you don't have to be alone? You don't have to be alone. Isn't it it possible to empathize without leaving all you own behind? Isn't it possible to realize you don't have to be alone? You don't have to be alone. Isn't it possible to sympathize without leaving all you've known behind?
I want to shout out one more thing. My guy Pat X with Psyche. Our video is on YouTube for our single "The Band." It's on YouTube. The video is on there. That song is available everywhere on any streaming platform. But I just wanted to shout out Psyche and Pat.
Shout out to Professor Rutledge. That's funny you say that because the interns that we have here are students of his over at Benedict. So that's how we got that.
That's
so
awesome.
I didn't even realize he was a professor over at Benedict, and it was really awesome when he reached out. So I'd like to have him on the stream here eventually, but I know we've got a lot of great folks coming up for you guys. So we've got I think after this we'll have an episode of The Show Must Go Online next week. So tune in for that. We're going to recap a few of the songs that we really liked from the last few artists. We're going to talk to some folks that are supporting the music scene or are a part of the music scene on the periphery. So a lot of the folks that are supporting it from around the way. So we've got some great folks lined up for us to sit down with and talk to, whether it be some folks from some of the studios that are around town, as well as some of the venues and everything like that, and the folks that do a lot of the stuff behind the scenes. We want to be able to sit down and interview them as well. And then we've got I've got Lang Owen coming up. We've got the Run Out coming out. So we're going to get Jeff Gregory and Chris Compton in here together with a full band for the Run Out. So I'm super excited about that one. All the way up to Harry and the Hootenannies. We got Hero coming through with his full band now. So a lot of great stuff. So please stay tuned for that. Please make sure you like and subscribe to On the Marc Studio on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube as well. And then also, please, if you like what you see here and you want to support this, any amount helps. We've got as little as $5 a month up to $25 a month. You can sign up for our Patreon, www.patreon.com/On the Marc Studio. That's MARC, On the Marc Studio. Again, I want to give a shout out to all the folks behind the scenes that are working with us, Baxter and Morgan, Zach, Matt, Marcus, everybody that's helping to produce and make these things happen, as well as our interns and everybody else that's a part of this. I can't thank these guys enough for giving up a Monday night to come out here and be with me and help me do this stuff and get all this stuff online for you guys. There's a lot of work that goes into putting this stuff together. So anything you can do to support it, even if it's just liking and sharing these videos, make sure you find the folks that are on here too. So when you tune in, if you like what you hear, go in and follow their pages as well. Find their music, download it, play it. It doesn't even cost you anything to do it. Just get in, subscribe, like, listen, and tune in every week, Monday nights, 8 p.m. Shout out to you again, Tyler. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you very much. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.